Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Intellectual Agrarian Podcast. I'm Terrence Leahy, and today we have got something special planned. We're interviewing Peter Grubbe, owner and operator of Middlebury Farms, about the new Whole Foods Amazon deal. We just talk about what this could mean for the future of farming, the future of food, and the future of grocery purchasing. So stay tuned and hear our rampant speculations. Peter, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you for having me, Terrence.
Best way of looking at things in life. Now, we got some breaking news like a week from last Friday. The announcement that Amazon was purchasing Whole Foods. Now, you as an organic farmer, I'm really curious. What do you think of this?
I think it is a good sign for a small artisan farmer like myself. I think it really somewhat legitimizes that really the whole world wants to start eating, at least the whole Western world wants to start eating organic, clean food. And this will allow people who are not really familiar with purchasing foods from Whole Foods. This will get their product to just everyday people who shop on Amazon. And I think that it's a good sign. And I also know a lot of people who actually do sell some products on Amazon. And I think that this is going to help a lot more farmers get their product to different people that they normally couldn't get it to. So I'm excited.
Yeah. So my first reaction when I heard this was, wow. I mean, what a game changer.
Absolutely. And especially he paid cash for it. I think it was something like $14 billion. So, I mean, they're serious. And
that's not chunk change.
No, not at all. I mean, he sees something. And I have seen Amazon has already tried kind of selling produce, I think door to door. I have seen some of the Amazon fresh trucks.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we were out in California, I saw them delivering. I haven't seen them in Illinois yet, but I'm sure he's going to use Whole Foods to expand that as well.
Oh yeah. So my thinking, I think that we're going to do a lot of speculations in this little talk just because, I mean, they haven't really announced too much of what their plans are yet, but you have to imagine they wouldn't have gone into this without having a definite idea that this is what we're doing. I mean, I think I read a statistic in one of the articles that 9% of an average person's income goes to their food. I mean, imagine that. Amazon is just tapping into something that they're going, I mean, it's mind-boggling. They wouldn't have spent that much money unless they thought they were going to get a definite return.
No, it also gives Amazon more power, especially when they're in competition with Walmart. I think, I'm not sure which company has a bigger net worth, but this will definitely help make Amazon more powerful and really to the entire Western world, not just the United States.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm excited for it, and it just really shows how serious the whole kind of not just local but clean eating, fresh produce world is. It's here to stay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's just going to get better, and really, whether for a small farmer like myself or a large free range bison farmer in North Dakota, it's going to make more of a sales outlet. If they want to, they can get their product to more people when maybe they couldn't do that before, and they could start shipping it. And instead of just going store to store, now Amazon can bring it anywhere. I can imagine in the country. So,
I was just rereading, since I heard this news. I had already read it, but now I was listening to the audiobook while I was driving around. the Everything Store, the Age of Amazon, and the story of Jeff Bezos. It was written back in like 2014 or something. It's been a while, but I mean, the story of how Amazon started, and really much of the book is how they developed the system they have now, where now they have Amazon Prime and they're getting things 2-day shipping. I mean, they have mastered the art of communications. I mean, for an internet company, they make it all about the customer and a customer relationship. People go to Amazon first to look for something because they've had nothing but good experiences there. They know what they're getting, rather than, oh, the shady person on the internet from who knows where. I mean, now they're taking that to food. It's going to be mind-boggling. So what do you think this will mean for consumers?
Easier access. I think they'll it will help Whole Foods in a way too, because someone like maybe I have some family members who just love to shop on the internet. They love ordering whatever they can. And I think this way the consumers, instead of just ordering bulk Chex Mix or things that are, you can kind of always were able to get over the internet. Now you can get fresh beets delivered from your door, from the Whole Foods, down the road. I think consumers will eat healthier, and I think they're going to blast the internet with advertising for this everywhere you go, and people will be more likely to spend. And also Amazon's smart. They keep your debit or credit card numbers, so you don't even have to type it in every time. Once you have an account, they make it so easy for you to purchase that coconut oil or that, and now it'll be fresh produce or fresh meat, or who even knows? Maybe you can get, they'll push like how Whole Foods caters. Maybe you can just, if you are having like a graduation party, you just go on Amazon and order 300, organic tuna and turkey sandwiches right to your door.
Wow.
And it's there within, you just put your order in a few hours ahead of time and it's there. I mean, I think they're going to do a lot of things with this. And I don't know, Terrence, but I think I was chatting with you about this maybe a little while ago. Did you say that Amazon does do some delivering with drones, or they're experimenting with that?
They've been experimenting with it. It's going to be interesting. They've been doing it mostly in kind of like all their programs. I mean, they started Amazon Fresh in Seattle originally as an experiment back, I don't know, like 4 years ago. So, I mean, they really test market stuff in smaller locations before they start widening it. And they've been doing drones, I'd like to say, for a year or two over there. They haven't really caught on in other areas yet, but I'm sure that's going to be something that, as time goes on, they experiment with it more and more.
Yeah, I think this will happen within even the next few years. I think things are moving fast with, a service-based business like Amazon. Yeah, so all good things for me. I'm sure there's, some kind of hippie organic farmers that are like thinking it's a corporate takeover, but
of course,
other than that, I think everyone else that I've spoken with is pretty excited. That's big news. I did hear it early in the morning at 7 a.m. when the day it happened, and I was very excited. I called my parents right away and chatted about it, and I think it's good things. It's good things for the small farmer or the large farmer. I mean, maybe even possibly it will. Let's say a restaurant wants to order from my farm 100 pounds of beets. Imagine if I can almost utilize Amazon to kind of be the middleman, and then instead of having to deliver the beets myself, Amazon will deliver it, maybe for a little fee.
Yeah,
it'd be amazing.
So a couple of things I think. I mean, for the consumer, my generation doesn't like shopping, at least not in physical stores. I mean, even going to get groceries, clothes, anything like that, I just cringe as I go into an aisle or I have to step in line. I mean, it's just painful. So I can see this being the way, because of course my generation is the one that eats the most organic, natural, healthy foods.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, we grew up with it. I mean, our default is to click the Amazon app and get it ordered to us. So this is going to, they are literally making themselves a permanent part of our lives if they can deliver us our food also.
Absolutely. And basically, you know, when you do walk into a Whole Foods or a grocery store, you're almost more tempted to buy that hot new item to maybe the left of an item that you had on your shopping list. But now, if this all continues to be built, when I'm shopping or you're shopping on Amazon, you have your list and you're just going to buy what's on that list, like beets, carrots, etc. But then you're not going to just buy some item that you weren't going to originally buy. So I think you'll save money too by shopping this way. The millennials will, and they like it. They like doing that. So, yeah, it's big news.
Yeah,
big news, Terrence.
I was thinking when I first heard about this and I started speculating, I think that I'm not 100% certain they're going to do this, but I think it would be really awesome if they did. I think they're probably going to do it, like you were saying, being able to sell a farmer's product. I see this being like using their third-party sales type thing, where you can buy the thing from Amazon or you can buy the thing from another person selling it at a lower price potentially without prime shipping. Like being able to select your farm type thing, like type in your zip code, these are the farms near you within your center area, and being able to like purchase that CSA, or you want that farm, so that's your default farm for buying produce. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes, absolutely. It just opens up new opportunities, and let's say if you can't really push a pea tendril to or a sunflower shoot or microgreen to some certain customer, now this is opening up every customer ever in your area, and they can get access to it when normally it was almost impossible to give them access to it directly from your farm before. So yes, that would be incredible.
I mean, what a way for Amazon, which is this global company. I mean, they have done the best job at making you can buy almost anything on Amazon. What an interesting way for them to kind of take things back down to the smaller local unit, to be able to say, okay, so you can type in your zip code. These are the farms within a 20-mile radius of your local Whole Foods. Which farm do you want to buy from, or do you want to buy from multiple farms? These are what their reviews say they have the best product of. I mean, how cool is that they'd be able to, they have the opportunity of making a huge statement in the local industry as this gigantic global company. I just think that's awesome.
I think it's a way forward, and they were the first ones to do it. So they thought of it ahead of Walmart or some of the other giants or Facebook. So this will probably make Amazon at the top. It possibly will become the largest business on the planet in our lifetime, or maybe even in the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think? Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. What do you think that how do you think the physical Whole Food stores are going to play a role? Since obviously their primary thing has always been digital, online, being able to get them to the fulfillment centers, shipped out. What role do you think the actual stores, because Whole Foods has 431 stores, I think, when I checked that last. What do you think the roles of the actual stores are going to be in their plan?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they will promote the new services through Amazon at the Whole Foods, but I think Whole Foods the stores will be strong with their prepared foods, which kind of gives everyone an idea what they have. And then I've noticed, like the one in Schaumburg, Illinois, and Killdeer, Illinois, they have kind of the whole lunch to go thing, the hot meals ready to go. So it's almost like a food court. I think that will still be very popular at the stores, and more people will continue to go there for lunch or dinner, and then maybe buy a few items. But I'm sure they're going to advertise all the new services on how they'll work with Amazon and in those areas where all the traffic is. So I think I heard Whole Foods was down the last year, or even some of this year also. So I think that it will help the stores. Will really, they'll kind of be like the base.
Yeah, I looked at, when I first read this, of course, being the Wall Street Journal reader I looked up what their stock price has been in the past 2 years, because I'd known like since last year that Costco has been beating Whole Foods in organic sales dollar for dollar. So I looked at their stock prices. Their stock price has been down since, I'd like to say, 2015, 2014. It was like trading from $56, $59 per share. It's been at $30 for the past 2 years, roundabout. The moment the Amazon deal was announced, it immediately started trading up towards 42, 45. So I think
Whole Foods was almost desperate. Yeah, and then they made the move.
And of course, now that Amazon announced this, the stock of Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, all these big box stores that started getting into organics just tanked. I mean, they dropped. Wall Street's kind of like, we don't know what to do. This is just unprecedented. I think that the stores, I agree, they're still going to be drawing people in for getting their food ready. And of course, the generation that's a little older than me is still going to be going to physically buy their products in a lot of cases, because some of them like going to grocery stores. I see it as being, they're going to kind of use them as these home bases for food fulfillment centers almost, because they already have relationships with people bringing products to the store for processing and moving. I see that being as the hub where the food then goes out, because I mean, like, they already have the fulfillment centers for their regular products. I almost think that, because obviously this is mostly going to be focused on the urban areas where the stores are, that's going to be the food fulfillment center, where the food gets prepared from these farms and then sent to X person, Y person, Z person.
Yeah, it's almost like a food distribution center.
Yeah, I mean, this is incredible. So let's just, again, some more mindless speculation. What do you think this means for farmers? I mean, do you see a lot of local smaller farmers now going, hey, I'm going to call it my local Whole Foods, find out maybe they're interested?
Yeah,
or do you think Whole Foods is going to reach out to them? Yeah, definitely.
I definitely, I think they'll maybe even do like events or certain days where they will attract farmers like myself to kind of like marketing events. And really, I mean, I know I will, definitely. And if they need me to fill out some extra paperwork or get a different audit for my farm or whatnot, I'll go. It's worth it, because that's where the demand is. And I think, I've noticed even, I mean, they've all been kind of dying, but like the little kind of co-op or little natural health food store, these giant corporations like Whole Foods or Walmart have kind of almost put them out of business. So that's been out for a little while.
Yeah.
But to expand for a farmer like myself who has been selling directly to chefs, yes, absolutely. I would love to sell directly to Whole Foods, and I think this will make it easier for it to happen. And like I said, if there's any rules that they have, I would go through it, even if I had to pay an extra fee to update my operation or whatnot. I would prefer to do that. I think I would say probably 50% of small farmers like myself in every part of ag would be interested in this. And I would say 50% won't adapt, and they'll still try to promote it themselves or their CSA themselves or farmers markets or things like that. and I even think that with this will even hurt the farmers markets.
Oh yeah,
I bet you they'll because I'm sure Whole Foods already was annoyed with farmers markets. I bet you they'll start putting up, if they don't already, they'll maybe even create their own farmers market.
Yeah.
Just compete with the ones in each town.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely going to weed out. I don't know about if you've seen it lately, but a lot of the farmers markets I look at, the farmers market boom, I think we can say, is towards its ebb. There are less farmers markets, I think, now than there were back a year, 2 years ago. But that's because a lot of vendors figured out this market works, this one doesn't. I mean, it used to be every little town would try having a farmer's market. Now they're getting a little bit more realistic.
Right. I think when you and I were when we first met, when we were both selling at our at the Barrington market and the different markets, I feel that was the peak. And then I believe that was maybe 2013.
Yeah, it sounds about
right. And
yes,
slowly went downhill, and this is
going to pretty much end it.
Yes.
I think that
they'll take over.
I think that there's still going to be some strong farmers markets, like the Madison market, the Woodstock farmers market probably will stick around. But I totally agree. I think that Whole Foods is probably, if they're smart about this, they won't try to directly compete with the markets. They're going to try to let's work out a deal. Let's kind of work together on this. I mean, I can see them having like a booth at the Kenosha farmers market or something like that, trying to promote grassroots versions of this. Maybe even try to attract. Okay, so say, Peter, you sell to the Whole Foods over in Killdeer. Hey, you want to come up for this mini farmers market we're setting up in the parking lot or in the store? Just let people get a face-to-face with, this is the person growing my food, at the same time as we're now not necessarily distancing ourselves more from our food in this. I think we're using technology in this case to try to bring us closer to it. I mean, it's...
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is going to be incredible. I mean, this is a new age for food, I think.
Yes. And I did not see it coming. I just kind of been very busy, but yeah, it was a nice surprise, especially at the beginning of the season right now.
Oh yeah.
So I, even if I don't get to it this season, I can plan for it for next season, for 2018 to see what happens maybe for a few months and then set up a plan. And I'm interested though. This is, if I have the opportunity to be a part of this, I will. I would love my little farm to be all over the internet in our entire suburban area here. It'd be outstanding.
I think that's probably what a lot of farms are going to do now. I mean, because now it is almost too late to change too much, at least. I don't know. It depends on your farm, obviously, but it's a little harder at this point in the game to change things up to meet the demands of, say, a Whole Foods, Amazon type thing. So they probably are going to take time to figure out quite how they're going to present what they want. So I mean, it probably gives. I mean, this will give a good amount of time for Amazon to figure out how they're taking over Whole Foods and how they want to get to know farmers like you and choose what they want to do and quite what standards they're going to have. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to have their own versions of organic inspectors out. I mean, I know Whole Foods already has some kind of audit process, even with eggs and the chicken feed. The feed mill that I work at regularly, they have sell some of their eggs to Whole Foods through their co-op thing, and Whole Foods is very specific about, okay, we want to know this, and this. And they've actually talked with the owner of the feed mill. They've talked with the farmers. They want to know a little bit more about the process, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Because as we know, intellectual pinheads that don't know what they're doing shouldn't stick their nose where it doesn't belong. But I'm hoping that Amazon sees that. I mean, they've done a good job about... At least from the books I've read, they do a good job of hiring people that know what they're doing. And if they don't know what they're doing, they make sure they do before they take too much on. I'm hoping that they hire guys like, say, former organic inspectors. I know that that's what Organic Valley does. in a lot of cases for their verification. People that know what they're doing and know a farmer to operate that particular area. So they're not just going, oh, that makes no sense. Well, you don't know anything about farming, so how would you know that?
Right. Definitely. I think they will. Isn't Organic Valley is in the sale of maybe even $1 billion a year or something like that now, their sales. So and they'll cater to it, and they know that people want this. People want it of all backgrounds. I mean, even everyone wants to get into it, whether they're healthy or not. It's become a popular thing. I see this, and then I see, just like I've seen restaurants get healthier. People want to be healthy now. It's exciting, and this just proves that it's real. So I think it'll be a wild ride, but we'll see what happens the next few months here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Peter, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk with me about this. It's been great speculating with you. What would you like to share with the audience?
I'll have to think about it. I definitely will keep you updated on if I am, once I start planning to work with Whole Foods, or at least try to get some of my products in the door and through Amazon, and I'll keep you updated really month to month. But yeah, things are going very well at our farm. We are growing a lot of storage crops for the winter as well, so that way we could extend our season, through Christmas, and that could be a good thing too. And when maybe sales are slow at restaurants, that's where this new opportunity comes in, where people can get them off the internet. That would be my goal, and I'm definitely going to work hard to make this happen, do everything I have to do. And if I need a third-party audit or something besides the USDA certification for organics, I'll do it. I will do everything I can. So, but other than that, things are going very well at our farm, and I don't know, I can't wait to have you out again, Terrence, for another tour.
Be great. Now, which restaurants can people find your food at?
You can find our produce right now on the menu at Duke's Ale House in Crystal Lake, Illinois, as well as their second restaurant, Duke's on the Water, which is in Crystal Lake as well. The Cary Ale House in Cary, Illinois, has been utilizing our lettuces for their salads, so you can have our different types of greens there. We are selling our kale and carrots and beets to Pure Organic Juicery in Barrington, Illinois. And we are also working with Farmhouse on North in Barrington, Illinois, which is a new farm-to-table restaurant. And that's it so far this season, but once tomatoes and different crops come in, we'll be working with more restaurants, and I'll keep you updated with that.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Peter, for being on the show. As always, it's great to talk with you. Have a great rest of your day, and enjoy the lovely weather.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Terrence. Have a great day.
Thanks so much to Peter for being on the show. Always a great guest. Be sure to take a look at his links in the description below. That was what we thought this Amazon Whole Foods deal will mean. What do you think it will mean? Let me know. Tweet me at @TLayhew. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/intellectual agrarian. And of course, subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher, or whatever listening medium you're using. Once again, I'm Terrence Layhew. This has been the Intellectual Agrarian Podcast, reminding you to keep farming the dream.